You didn't search for this video. This video searched for you. You weren't scrolling aimlessly. The universe nudged your spirit to stop. Maybe you didn't know why. Maybe you felt a pull too subtle to name. But here you are. That pull? Don't ignore it, because sometimes the guidance we need most doesn't come when we ask for it. It finds us when we're truly ready to receive. But we have to stop running long enough to notice. Right now, whatever you're holding in your heart, this message knows. Whatever you're wrestling with, this moment is designed to bring peace. Maybe you're tired of trying, tired of praying, tired of hoping and walking away empty. Let me tell you, that fatigue is your spirit being stretched, worn out, yes, but almost there, because the thing you've been tapping into for months, maybe years, has been preparing. Something higher than hustle, bigger than figuring it out, deeper than just trying again, and it's closer than you think. So before this video plays out, pause, take a breath, place your hand on your heart and say, I am ready. Do it even if your voice trembles. The words are a key, because what you need will find you. You might not hear bells or feel fireworks. You might not get a download in a dream or a word from someone else. Instead, it finds you in quiet ways, like a gentle confidence in your gut, a sudden flash of clarity, a song lyric that feels like it was written for your season. That's how the healing comes, the insights, the miracles, and yes, the breakthrough. I've seen people receive a word of encouragement from a friend who said nothing. Just a text out of the blue, or the exact Bible verse they didn't know they needed, or a random check, even small, that covered something they forgot to expect. Those moments aren't random. They're divine whispers, and they come when we least expect. Because the universe, God, your spirit team, they're aligned, and they love to surprise us. You weren't moving at random, you were being carried. And this moment, it carries what you've been longing for. Deep in your bones, you knew something had to shift. You sensed a new season whispering your name, season with less pain, more clarity, season with peace that isn't quiet, dark, not shallow light, season with purpose that turns up daily. It's coming, but to step into it, you have to step out of the fight, step out of the comparison, step out of the small thinking, and step into trust. Trust your story, trust your scars, trust your solitude, trust that every door closed was setting you on a path you walked single-handedly because there was work only you could finish. Let that sink in. Look back for a moment at the moments that hurt you but taught you, that broke you but refined you, that abandoned you but awakened you. That silence left a vacuum, but it also opened space for something bigger. Because divine waiting is not divine absence. It's the secret wardrobe to a new identity. This moment, right here, is crossing from waiting into walking. And that is holy. It makes me want to weep tears of joy for you because you stayed when the world told you to leave. You listened when the noise told you to stop. You believed when even your own mind didn't want to. Everything you've been through prepared you to receive what's coming. So listen inward. Feel the expansion, the soft sigh of your soul recognizing home, the clarity around your next small step. Because what finds you won't always be big. It'll be exact, the perfect piece of peace, the right person at the right time, the message hiding in plain sight. And once you recognize it, don't shrink back. Capture it. Anchor it. Let it be the compass for the next season. This isn't about violence or force. It's about alignment. It's about when your internal frequency matches what you've been praying for. This is how God works. not by pressure, but by purity, by timing, by a strength that's not yours. If you feel your spirit rising, if this is more than words, if this is getting real, then stay open, stay awake, stay surrendered, because what's coming for you isn't just a blessing, it's a new you being born. And when it arrives, you won't just feel the difference, you'll become it. Call to action. If your soul knows this message is personal, type, "Yes, I receive it," in the comments right now. Like this, if your spirit whispered, "Finally." Subscribe to stay in alignment with every divine step ahead. Share this with someone who needs to know they didn't miss it. It found them, just like it found you. You didn't stumble here accidentally. You were meant to find this. Now walk into it. Your real life awaits. You see, sometimes life doesn't fall apart. It falls into place, quietly. But we miss it because we were trained to chase loud victories, the promotions, the applause, the perfect timing, the perfect words. And when those don't come, we assume nothing is happening. But let me tell you the truth. God does His best work in silence. The shift you're waiting for might already be in motion. The reason it feels uncomfortable is because your old life doesn't fit the new version of you being born. You're in a spiritual cocoon, and like any transformation, it feels like isolation, confusion, delay. But what if it's actually acceleration? What if the no was your protection? What if the not yet was a setup for a more sacred yes? What if your detour was actually divine direction? You've been climbing through layers of yourself you didn't even know needed healing, breaking soul ties you didn't realize were holding your spirit hostage, clearing generational energy that didn't belong to you but still weighed you down. And you've done it in silence, without applause, without validation. You may not have even known what you were doing, but heaven did. You've been walking sacred ground, even while feeling lost. You've been praying through pain that didn't have words. You've smiled through silent heartbreak. You've offered peace to others while your own soul was on fire. You've stayed soft in a world that tried to harden you. That's the kind of strength heaven honors. That's the kind of heart God builds kingdoms with. And if nobody's told you lately, you're doing better than you think. You are so much further along than it feels like. You're not behind. You're being prepared. You're not forgotten. You're being hidden for a reason. You weren't abandoned. You were pulled aside for restoration. This isn't punishment. It's positioning. Because when the time comes, and it will, the doors will open without you pushing. The opportunities will flow without you striving. The people meant for you will feel like home, not a lesson. And your spirit will rise not from ambition, but from peace. Because you will be ready. And all the voices that once doubted you, all the eyes that overlooked you, all the fears that haunted you, they won't matter anymore. You won't even need to prove them wrong. You'll be too busy living everything God whispered to you in private. They'll see the fruit. They'll witness the glow. And they'll say, "I don't know what happened, but something in them changed." And you'll know. It wasn't magic. It was faith. It wasn't luck. It was obedience. It wasn't sudden. It was God. Steady, silent, sovereign, and it found you, just like this message did. So here you are, still breathing, still standing, still listening, not because everything is easy, but because something in you knows. You were meant to hear this, not yesterday, not next week, now, because your life is not random. This moment is not random. And the shift you feel inside you, that quiet ache to become, to rise, to finally live aligned with who you were created to be. It's not a fantasy. It's a calling. It's confirmation that everything you've gone through, the pain, the pressure, the pause, it wasn't for nothing. You didn't miss your moment. You were being prepared for it. You don't need to chase anymore. You don't need to beg anymore. You don't need to prove anymore. The right people, the right answers, the next door, they will find you when your spirit is finally still enough to say, I am ready. So say it now. Say it out loud if you can. Whisper it if you must. I am ready. Ready to receive, ready to be seen, ready to become, ready to be used by God for something bigger than yourself. This is your moment of return to your heart, your wholeness, your highest timeline. Let this be your turning point. Let this be your quiet agreement with heaven that says, I've waited, I've wept, I've walked the dark. Now I'm ready to rise. And when you rise, oh, you won't even recognize the version of you that once settled for less. You'll walk lighter, speak clearer, trust deeper, love purer. And that version of you, that's who this was meant for all along. The one who was just waiting to remember who they are. You didn't need to find this message. It found you. And if you're still here, if you've listened to the end, this isn't just a video anymore. It's your confirmation. It's your soul's agreement with destiny. So, before you leave, do one thing. Call to action. If this touched your heart, if you felt something shift inside, don't leave quietly. Drop a comment right now and write, it found me right on time. Like this video if you felt seen. Share this with just one person who's been silently struggling. You might be the reason they remember their strength. And subscribe, not because I asked, but because your spirit just said, I'm